Alright, everybody, Kyle Hunt with Hunt Fitness. Here we are in my dorm room. It's Sunday night, and the Bills lost today, so I'm not in the best mood. So you guys are lucky I'm even doing this. Just kidding. But alright, so this is going to be the first installment of the Q&A session. So I'm going to call the Q&A sessions Dorm Room Intelligence. And our first question today is actually a two-part question. It's from our man, Reza. And here's the question. He says, so they say meal frequency does not matter as long as you hit your macros. Now, that's part one. Part two, are there any drawbacks to hitting all your macros or calories in one huge meal? Alright, so we have a two-part question, like I said. I'm going to attack part one, then I'll talk about part two. So, does it matter how many meals it takes to get to a certain macro total? And the answer is no. It does not really matter whether you get it in one meal, 6 meals, 8 meals. Essentially, it's really irrelevant. Now, I am gonna say that I think it would be optimal to get be anywhere between like probably 4 to 6. Now, not so much meal frequency matters is the amount of time in between meals. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're on a diet plan that requires 6 meals a day, and let's say you stack 3 of them where it's only 2 hours apart. Now, that's really not going to allow a whole lot of benefit to you because A, protein synthesis is already going to be spiked, and it takes over 2 hours for that levels to even decline. So to hit another meal up within 2 hours or around 2 hours is not going to be very beneficial. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, going over 5 hours might not be real beneficial either. So when I give a nutrition plan out, of course, the macro totals, the protein, carbs, fats, the overall calories, that's what's most important. I might lay it out in like a 5-meal system, and I'll probably say that's optimal, or maybe a 6-meal, whatever I feel is optimal to that individual person. But, if they came to me and was like, hey, 6 meals isn't working out, can I condense it down to 4? Yeah, I mean, that would be no problem whatsoever to me. Me, myself, I have 5. I mean, that tends to be optimal for me. I mean, between getting in all the calories and macronutrients that I want to, that seems to work best. But to answer the question, it really is irrelevant. I would just play around with it and see what's beneficial to you. But at the end of the day, what is most important is, of course, the macronutrients. How many protein, carbs, and fat, calories. That's what you get. Now, going to part 2 of the question, talking about just getting all this in one meal. I think what you're referring to is like the warrior diet. I know that's getting pretty popular, where you don't eat all day long, and then you might eat, one huge meal at nighttime over like a 2 to 4 hour period, and you normally do this right after your workout. Like I said, essentially it does not matter whether you get all your macronutrients and calories in one meal or 6 meals, but I just feel like not eating all day long, for me personally, you're gonna get hungry. I know after you follow that diet for a couple weeks or even a week, your body's gonna adjust to it, so you're not actually gonna feel hungry. I know some guys, they're following the warrior diet. They'll maybe have certain foods in the morning. They'll call it like morning foods and night foods and whatever. But I'm not gonna shoot that down and say it's not optimal, but because a lot of people have seen good results from that. But me personally, I have never assigned a diet like that, so I mean, I don't think it's optimal, but who knows? I would just try it out and see what you think. If it works for you, great. Go with it. If you're someone who'd rather have 4, 5, 6 meals, go with that too. So just to finalize everything here, I think it really goes to the individual person. But me personally, I'm going to say between 4 to 6 meals is what I would recommend.